Dobar dan svima. Indeed, it's a very timely debate, and I would like to thank the organizers. I would like to thank Ms. Živković, Ms. Segulić, and Mr. Radunović, and also our friend Lyndon from the UK Embassy. It's a timely debate here in Montenegro in the context of the accession negotiations, but a similar debate is taking place these days in the European Union. Just a few days ago, the European Council endorsed broadly some recommendations coming from the European Commission with a view to establishing a fully fledged energy union. Let me just recall what are the main criteria, the main elements of the EU policy in the field of energy. First, security of supply. Because without security of supply, Europe, the European Union, will not have the degree of independence which is necessary to ensure its prosperity. Secondly, competitiveness. It has been already stressed in previous interventions. We have to ensure that the energy market works properly, so that all the actors, notably the households, notably the citizens and the companies, can get the greatest benefits from our own internal market. And last but not least, sustainability. It has been indeed mentioned several times, the importance of taking into account this environmental dimension in shaping and implementing our energy policy for the benefit of the present generation and of the future ones. Now, to respond to the various challenges that we have in our world today, the European Commission has launched, as I was saying, this very ambitious project of establishing an energy union. And as it has been indicated by the President of the European Commission, in a sense, after the steel and coal community of the 50s, the energy union might be the new face of the European integration. What does this mean in practice? First, it means that we need more solidarity among our own member states to reduce, as I was saying before, our dependence on single suppliers. We need also a better integrated market. Actually, often we talk about the four freedoms of the EU internal market, persons, capital, services and goods, but do we have a freedom of energy flow? Not yet, because of lack of interconnections or because of fragmentation still of our market. That's why we need what we like calling the fifth freedom, the freedom of energy flow within the EU internal market. But this requires, at the same time, developing more stringent rules for the management of our markets and ensuring their proper implementation. And I'm thinking of the unbundling of generators, distributors in the energy market, but also strengthening the independence of regulators at every level of the market. And thirdly, we need to ensure a greater energy efficiency. Let me just mention one thing. Consider that the EU imports around 53% of its energy from outside the EU. This represents not only a sign of our own vulnerability to external shocks, but this is translated in economic figures. What we import every year from outside the EU amounts to around 400 billion euro. 400 billion euro. If we can have a more efficient energy system, we could save a lot of money. And at the same time, we could improve the protection of our own environment. Energy efficiency is, in a sense, our first fight which we have to combat in securing a proper energy union within the EU. But now let me move to the situation in Montenegro. I was very pleased to listen to our previous speakers who gave us an excellent description of what has been done in promoting the alignment of Montenegrin legislation with the European Union legislation. But also they have presented us what is in the pipeline to continue with this alignment process. And indeed, as the EU recognized, for instance, in the screening report on Chapter 15 on energy, we have welcomed the fact that Montenegro has achieved a reasonable level of alignment. Actually, since the finalization of the screening, there has been even more progress in this respect, and we are confident with the adoption of the new law on energy, there will be indeed the required further progress. In this respect, and again, I would like to thank the previous speakers for mentioning an important item. In this respect, the energy community has played a very important role. Through this energy community, in a sense, Montenegro and the other countries of the region have been encouraged, helped to come closer to the EU, even before the formal start of the accession negotiations in this sensitive area. Of course, alignment needs to be followed by proper implementation. This requires a number of adjustments and efforts, but again, the energy community can help, has been helping, and can continue to help in improving the capacity of Montenegro to implement the EU legislation in the field of energy. And of course, we all expect that unfortunate cases of unauthorized use of electricity that we have witnessed in the past will never repeat. Because this is important for the reliability of Montenegro as an integral part of the energy community, but also of the EU energy markets in future. Where do we stand in the context of accession negotiations? The opening benchmark for this chapter, as you know, is the preparation of an action plan concerning the capacity of Montenegro to set up a stock for oil. This is not an easy task. Because we don't need just a plan, we need an action plan. So we need to know what are the measures and to assess the credibility of these measures from a financial and technical point of view. But I'm pleased to see that there has been intense dialogue between the Montenegrin authorities and our colleagues in the Commission, and this is certainly an encouraging sign when it comes to the prospects of opening this chapter in the future. Let me now say a few words about the renewables. In this area, what we would like to recommend is for Montenegro to streamline its administrative procedures concerning licensing and authorization, which will be important to attract new investors in this promising segment of the energy market. In conclusion, on the one hand, we have Montenegro, which is aligning on a steady pace with the existing EU legislation. On the other hand, we have the EU, which is developing, a strong policy and very probably new legislation in the field of energy, with a view to establishing this energy union. the recommendation that we give to our Montenegrin colleagues is to keep an eye on the debate taking place in Brussels, in order to start preparing themselves and the country and its economy to the new challenges, but also to the new solutions that the European Union is devising. Let's be frank, we give energy for granted. Until the moment we have a blackout which makes us furious, whether we are working at our PC station or doing something at home. And that's the point. What we give for granted is, on the contrary, the result of concerted efforts of all of us. And we have to make sure that our energy policy can have, if we can say so, a brighter future. Energy is a need, but it's also a resource. And in this respect, Montenegro can be also an important player on the regional and European market through different possibilities, including indeed renewables, and therefore I think that today's debate will be very helpful in promoting a wider debate within Montenegrin society on what kind of energy policy we want for Montenegro and how to make energy one of the, shall I say, success stories of this country. Hvala puno.